up guys? So today I'm going to do a makeup tutorial. I have a few meetings today. This is a day look, something very natural. I wanted to be funny with this and I tried to plan it out, but listen, when I try and plan to be funny, it is the most awkward thing on the planet. So we are just going to get straight into it and we're going to do it, and I'll show you guys the stuff that I use. Let us begin. A bit squashed. Didn't think this through. Shall we try that again? Okay. See, to prep my skin, I use a bunch of different things, vitamin C serums, and I have a range of different products. Today, what I'm going to use is two Tarte products. One of them is this Deep Sea. It's a collagen serum. Is this how you do it? There you go. She's learning. I already have some of that on today, and then I use their double duty first step prep, which is a moisturizer. It's this one here, if you can see. So I'm going to put this one on now, and then we'll get into the foundation. Oh my God, my blonde regrowth is out of control. Thanks, quarantine. I'm not usually a Clinique lover, but their foundation is beyond perfecting. Is the absolute best thing that I've ever used. Sometimes it's a bit too thick, so I end up putting it with a sunscreen. Today I'm going to use this guy by Tarte, and I just mix a little bit in with it. Oh, that's not too bad. So the color that I use is 7 Cream Camois. Like I said, it can be really thick. If I'm doing an event makeup, I won't mix it with foundation. If I'm doing an event makeup, I won't, or like nighttime, I won't mix it with sunscreen. But because today is daytime, I do mix it with some 30 plus, and then I just go and whack it on. I like to dampen my brush because it, I feel like it helps everything go in. Next, I'm gonna do some brows. My favorite is Anastasia. There's also an Hourglass pencil that I really love, the razor thin line. But I use it in auburn because of my red hair. Sometimes when I find I've used like the soft brown or the dark brown, it looks too cold on my skin and I need really warm colors. I'm gonna go through and brush them up. And then here we go. Brows through the years are hilarious. I have so many photos of me with the razor thin, like black line eyebrows when I was a teenager. And you know, it's not the greatest. So that was the Anastasia Brow Definer in the thicker one, not the super thin one, in auburn. And then this is Neutral Nana, but it's a waterproof stain, and sorry, it's an ink stain, and from Urban Decay Brow Blade, and I actually love it. Please excuse my disgusting nails. Thank you, quarantine. Everything is fine. Brush strokes with it. I basically go over where I can see the lines have faded from my own microblading. Brows are done. Brush them up one more time. I'll go in and set them after I've powdered my face. Moving on, let's do eyes. I mean, this is why you should do your brows first, because I've already smudged my foundation. But this is my process, okay? It's my process. So we're gonna do eyes. I'm keeping it pretty clean and simple. This Tartelette In Bloom palette I love a lot, and it has beautiful neutral colors in it that for me work wonders, and they suit my skin tone. So I'm gonna go for Sweetheart. I'm gonna bounce between these: Flower Child, Smarty Pants, and Sweetheart. Flower Child mixed with a little bit of Sweetheart. I just dab it in both on my lid. Again, neutral, natural. Then I'm gonna go in with Smarty Pants. I'm also going to dab it into Sweetheart as well, because I love the pinky tone that's in Sweetheart. It brings out the blue in my eyes. The brush that I'm using was from an Anastasia palette. It is such a great brush to carry with me because it's got both sides. It can do pretty much all the things if I'm just doing a simple look, where a lot of it is just blended out. I'm gonna get a smaller brush, gonna get that Sweetheart, and I'm gonna go underneath a little bit, not too defined, close to the lash line, and then go back in the crease here with just Sweetheart. Looking at it, I've decided I want just a tiny bit of sparkles just here and blend it in just for a little brightness, but not too much sparkle. Good, and then I'm gonna use this one. And then I'll just put a little bit in the corner. I will come back and touch up on that in a little bit. So now I'm gonna curl my lashes and put the prep on because I like lengthening it. This is tart, but the label has worn off of it. So I take my lash curler and I curl both lashes. Try not to go too heavy on this stuff because it can get chunky. I basically add it to my tips really lightly because I don't really want them to look chunky and thick. I just want the extension. I love lashes that have separation in them. And my legs are going numb. I also need to pee. It's bad timing. Honestly, I think doing my foundation at the beginning is just so, like, it helps me look at the colors that are going onto my face, just because my skin is actually quite uneven in its color. Like, I do have a lot of redness left over from acne scars. You know, there's even a couple of dark pigmentation spots too. And so I feel like maybe just putting on my foundation helps me get a clearer idea of the overall look. All right, we're gonna let that dry. And I'm gonna pee. Oh my God, I'm so old. My legs are still numb. It's pretty much dry. Then once it's dry, I actually go in and curl it one more time because my lashes tend to not want to curl. Okay, I'm gonna do mascara. For mascara, I use Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte. I use the waterproof one when I know I'm going to be having a long day. So I sometimes do a two-step mascara. Before I get into the main part of it, I use like a really skinny brush to try and get into the waterline because it helps give that like thickness. I don't like doing liners on my eye because I lose too much of my lid. So I like to just fill in the waterline as best I can. This one is Kevin Aucoin Volume Le Mascara. You can see that it's a skinny brush. I don't take it all the way up. I just let my lash close on it and sort of roll and wiggle to get it in there. Roll and wiggle. That'll do. Okay, actual mascara time. Pulling up from the bottom and trying to softly let it coat where that prep white stuff is to give the length without making it go chunky. My bottom lashes are super long, so they're freakishly long, so I don't go all the way down them. I just like to put it at the top, and again, this is where the waterproof mascara really comes in handy because otherwise I look like Alice Cooper after a big night. So, skin. I like, when I have a little pimple, which I do over here, what I like to use to fully cover it up is the Breakout Bye Bye by It Cosmetics. It's got a treatment in it. So when covering little spots, it's medicated. So I feel like it helps it not make the breakout worse. Dab a little bit of that on. For now, that's really the only bad boy that we've got. Rub it in. Sometimes I like to just dab in with my finger because I always also find sometimes the brushes can take it right off. Normally I would use a sponge, or sometimes I use a sponge. Today I'm not going to. I take a little bit. This is heavy duty stuff. Conceal, Contour, Highlight, Retouch. It is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This color for me is in Nude. It lasts for forever and it really does have amazing coverage. I put it on my fingers and then I dab it down. Normally, my favorite daytime concealer is the NARS Pot, and I use that one in Custard, and it's amazing, but I lost it. I'm a child. Okay, I believe you. I also am really excited to, now that the world is starting to open up just a little bit, I very much want to get another laser treatment. So some of the things that I do for my scarring in my skin, for aging or prevention, is laser treatments. There's the fully ablative CO2 where you're like a scab for 10 days and no one shall see you. That stuff is unbelievable, especially if you have deep acne scarring. You absolutely need to get in on that. But then there's also the lighter ones like the Clear and Brilliant, or there's a ton of different ones. You should look them up and see what you can do. They are expensive. So if you have the extra cash to be able to do it, there are some incredible things that you can do for prevention. I'm gonna go through and do a powder contour today. I use the Bye Bye Pores bronzer. I really like it. And I love this brush for it. So I just go through. My blonde regrowth is out of control. I wonder if there's grays in there that I just don't know about. I'm at that age. I'm 35. I turned 35 a week ago. And fun fact, I actually had a little meltdown the night before. I was in Big Bear with friends, with Ryan and Kennedy, and I was in such a mood. I was a crumb the whole day. And I was like, what's going on with me? This is not normal for me. And normally I can recognize and find it and work through my energy and get out of it, right? Couldn't that time. And then I got on the phone and I was chatting to my mum later that night, and she was like, baby girl, how are you? And that was it. Like, I was just fighting back tears. But I didn't really know why, but I did. It was a lot of things, and it was a really big week. There was a lot going on. My dad was back in hospital. A friend of mine had a really horrible, it's very personal, but a horrible scare, and she's still dealing with that now. And so there was a lot. And then I turned 35 and I was like, I'm single. And I was like, I want a husband and I want kids and I want them when I can still have them. And I was like, am I gonna have to do this on my own? And I was like, I don't want to do it on my own. I just started like feeling very sorry for myself. It was one of those moments of not seeing what I had and looking at what I didn't have. And again, I've been really good at talking my way through that. Speaking of talking, I should stop talking so we can do this and I'm not late. So, Iconic. I am a big fan of Iconic. They've sent me stuff. I've done some stuff for them on Instagram. None of this is an ad, by the way, but I absolutely love this blush of theirs. It is a words. It is a liquid brush. Oh my God. It's a liquid blush. And I just take, they say to put the dabs on your cheeks. I like to put it on my fingers and then dab it in. I mix it around on my two fingers and I go dab, dab, dab and put it up. A little bit over the tip of the nose. The makeup artist told me once to think of it as a Nike tick. Is that right? Am I doing this right or am I crazy? Okay. Now, for just a little brightness, she forgot to do this. Just a little bit down there. Which finger am I gonna use? We'll use this one. Not too much. I don't want to like actually see lines on my nose. There is nothing. Wow, me and words today. Coffee. Sweet, glorious bean of life. Jump in the line. Keep on in. Okay, I believe you. I'm gonna go through and set. I'm gonna use this Makeup Forever, what are you called? Ultra HD. Honestly, I jump in and out of powders. Normally I use a Laura Mercier. Because I'm gonna go through, this was already powder, and because I'm gonna go through possibly with my bronzer in a second and do just a bit more, I'm not gonna overdo the powder in this area. I'm definitely just gonna do those parts that haven't been touched. This brush is a piece of shit from CVS. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is. I mean, honestly, I haven't packed everything from when I got back from Australia because, well, the real reason I've been on TikTok for about 17 hours a day, and I didn't realize that I was on it for 17 hours a day until it went from morning to nighttime. And then I was like, I must go to bed. TikTok, man. It's actually amazing. So I was actually a hater of the talk because I was like, what is this? It's a bunch of 14-year-olds doing thirsty dancing and I'm not about it. Until my team recently told me that I must get on it. The bags under my eyes are neck level, as Aussies say, neck level. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced one. I'm so sorry, I've had it for forever. It's completely worn off, but it's this, and it's broken, but it's two-tone. And I like to take this brush, which is another Tarte brush, Tarte for the win today. I went on it and I was like, wow, it's so creative. It's so creative. And also at the same time, it has people dancing. Like, okay, fine. Like I would never want to see my 13-year-old cousin going, I'm a savage, yeah. Like, no. But it's got people dancing. Everyone, people that don't dance are creating dances. They're learning how to move to music. They're getting that beautiful thing that I've had my whole life of being able to groove and move and feel good about it, you know, but about yourself, and makes you feel fun and sexy. Fun tip, sometimes I like to do this because I like everything blending in, and I love this bronzer so much in the color that I'll take the lighter side of it and I'll go, if I feel like I need it, a little bit through and over with the blending, not with a ton of product, but it just helps blend everything out. But anyway, I'm seeing kids do these like creative transition things that I'm just like, I'm actually blown away by the stuff. Onto my brows now that I've done powder. Have I done all this the wrong way around? I don't know. I like to use, this stuff is amazing. It's got a volumizer on it, and it's Brow Precise by Maybelline. Just cheap and dirty Maybelline from Walgreens, CVS. I actually need another one because this one seems to have dried out. But I go over, I don't push it on my skin because you don't want that. But what I do is, because once again, circling back to having overplucked my eyebrows, it gives them a little bit more thickness and definition, especially at the front where I want you to see the hair. Crushing it today with the language. Okay, this is actually a palette from Australia. It's by Sports Girl. So it's called Queen of the Jungle Cheek Palette. And it's got a bunch of great colors in there. Today, when I'm doing bronzers, when I'm doing highlights, I do a little bit I just go over all of them. Just a little tap. Down over the cheeks. A little bit over the nose, not too much, over the top of the lip. Okay, so now that I'm done, I do different things for lips all the time, but when people ask me what's on my lips, a lot of the time it's nothing. It's just when I've like cleaned them off and they have a really nice color on their own. So when I want to keep it nice and natural, this stuff is amazing. This, like, people sleep on this stuff. This is Josie Moran Coconut Watercolor Lip Stain and Shine. This one that I have right here is in Getaway Red. It's both sides. It also has a gloss, which I'm not going to use, but I use the stain. And so what I do, I go over very lightly, just the edge, and then smudge it. And it blends into my lip color, and it's a stain, so it lasts really nicely. So it's kind of like tattooing, right? On the outside edge. and that gives them that fullness. My lips tend to be heavier here on the sides, so sometimes I make the mistake of going too far outside here instead of keeping it down underneath and then curving it back up to its actual line on the side. And it's so minor that I don't notice it until I see photos, and I'm like, I feel like my lips do this. Again, you need the littlest amount of this stuff because it's a stain. Make sure your line feels good. Okay, and now what I normally do is I take a clear gloss and then I just go in, put in the gloss, and you would never know that I lined them and made them fatter. Okay, I'm happy. I'm just gonna set it. What I love to set so it doesn't feel too mattified because I like a glow. It's Skin Dew by Pharmacy. You can actually see the labeling here. Hydrating Essence Mist and Setting Spray. You can see it here. It's super yummy, and I love all their products. They smell good, they feel good, they're natural skincare formulations. This has got echinacea in it, and it feels so good on my skin, and it sets my makeup. So don't hold it too close to your face. I've done that before and it wasn't good. Let it dry. All right, here we go. As you can see, finished product. I've got the nice and natural tones for me going on. I've got a little, you know, you can see the things. I don't really need to tell you. Do I tell you about them now? I don't know. I love it. It feels natural. You can see the brows, nice and fluffy. The lips, nice and lined, so it makes them look fuller. It is time for me to go and do something with this hair. I got to get out of here. But if you like this video, please hit the like button. It lets me know that you liked it. It lets me know I'm doing the right things for you guys. We're doing the right content. And if you liked it, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some workout stuff, some more makeup stuff, definitely some more skincare stuff. I have so much to talk to you guys about, kind of like vlog style. So yeah, go ahead. Please like and subscribe and all the things. I'm wishing you all health and happiness. Stay safe. Tell the people that you love them because you never know. And I will see you back here next week. Mwah!